Welcome to this ICANN Media Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Hislop. We are coming to you from the Oil and Gas Awards Industry Summit taking place in Calgary. Joining us right now, I'd like to introduce you to John Fleming. You're the VP with Canada's North Camp, Tansey Groups.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your company first.
Absolutely. Canada North Camps is a camping, catering, and lodging provider in Northern Canada. We have open lodges at a lot of locations. And the Tansey Group is our Indigenous relations arms of our company. So Tansey oversees our First Nations, our Métis, and our Inuit partnerships. And I work with Dr. Patricia McCocus and Brett Meredith in that group. And we have exciting and great relationships with our Indigenous partners.
You're one of the keynote speakers here at the summit, and that's what you were talking about, is the importance of relationships and building relationships with First Nations. Tell us a little bit about maybe some of the challenges that you faced when you first started out.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of communities have aspirations in business. That there's long been, in particularly Alberta, a land and environment discussion that's been quite well developed by industry and by the government. And one component of that hasn't been as thoroughly fleshed out as it could be, or roads gone down that could, is business engagement. And things like equity participation, shared ownership, joint ventures in service industries, things that can really help the community move forward in dollars and cents. So communities have aspirations to better their bottom line, to develop community projects, and resource development has both a mixed role there. So a lot of communities are realizing that resource development can be responsible and we can support it, and we could be in the business ourselves. So we love that at Canada North Tansey Group, and we like to support our communities that we work with in any way possible. So
one of the things I found interesting is that you said you like to get down and talk to the community. And like really talk to them though, and find out about their hunting routes, where they like to fish, that sort of thing, their usage of the land. Tell me how important that is.
Oh, it's huge. You know, there's a way of living off the land that communities are aspiring to do. Nobody has thrown their hands up in the air and said, guess what, I'm not going to hunt, I'm not going to trap, I'm not going to fish anymore. Communities want to go out and enjoy their treaty rights to access land for all of their traditional uses, whether it be cultural or sustaining their family and food and medicine. And they want to move forward in both of those regards. So we would like to support that, and we do everything that we can. And to be quite honest, that's where I came from. So that's pretty much kind of the heartbeat of what drives me, is to see the First Nations and in Aboriginal communities, our Inuit and Métis partners, really go out for the win. And so we like to do that together. So if we can support their sustainability and their aspirations to be able to measure and evaluate their relationships in resource development, we will do all that we can. We want to get behind that because business doesn't have to come at the expense of the land and the environment.
It is interesting because you would think that, because it's not like there's a plethora of jobs up there. And opportunities just because they're isolated. So this could be a win-win for both, because one, you get the manpower and you get the approval of the people there, and for them, they get a chance to earn an income and still enjoy their traditional way of life.
Absolutely. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Indigenous country that's quite exciting. There are some small communities where there's up to 44 business owners in one community. And the band has businesses, the community members have businesses, and they're doing very well. There's people who are moving their communities from a place of poverty and a place of lack to a place of prosper and to a place of true well-being, where there's a balance between bettering your community's bottom line as well as bettering the community while protecting the land and environment. So nothing has to be out of sync, and that's what we like to see. First Nation communities that are keeping everything in balance but achieving great strides in business, and it's exciting.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for watching this podcast on ICANN Media.